This is proper comfort food at its finest, and to me, it's nostalgia on a plate. Let's make bangers and mash. And before we get started, this right here is everything we're going to need for today's recipe. Let's start off with 900 grams or 2 pounds of any all-rounder potato, and we can start by peeling the skins. If you like mash with skin on, be my guest and just leave them on, but for me, personally, I do like the skins off. And definitely don't throw the skins away. You can put these into an air fryer or an oven with a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper, and you can make little potato crisps that you can eat while you're cooking everything else. Slice the potatoes in half lengthways and then into quarters. Rotate and then dice these into small pieces. Just try your best to keep them all the same size. That way everything cooks at a consistent rate. Another thing to keep in mind is the bigger they are, the longer they are going to take to cook. Get these into a large pot. Fill it up with enough cold water to cover it by about 1 inch. Place it onto your stovetop over a high heat, and we're going to bring this up to a boil. And once it is at a boil, we're just going to cook this for about 18 to 22 minutes, depending on size, or until the potatoes are fork tender. We can also season it with a little bit of salt. For our onion gravy, imagine I've got 2 large onions here. For these ones, they're small, so I'm going to be using 3, and we want to take off both ends and then slice them in half. Follow the lines that nature's already given us and thinly slice all of these. When you get about 3/4 of the way through, you can lay it flat and just continue slicing safely. With the onions, it is better if they're on the thinner side, but it doesn't really matter if they're a little bit inconsistent or slightly thicker. Just before we get on to making our gravy, what I have here is 8 pork sausages. Now, if you don't eat pork, you can use chicken, beef, turkey. Just use whatever you need to do to make it work for yourself. As for these, I'm just going to lay them out onto a baking tray lined with parchment paper. With a fork, I'm just going to prick these a tiny little bit, just allow some of that steam to escape. And we don't need much oil, but I'm just going to use a little bit of spray oil and just slightly spray those sausages. I'm then going to put these aside until the last 10 to 15 minutes of the recipe and we can get these baked, but I'll show you that later on. For the onion gravy, we're going to need a large pan with high sides or even a saucepan. Just place this over a medium heat. Add in 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter and allow that to melt. Get the onions into the butter, along with 1 teaspoon of sugar, completely optional, just helps caramelization, and a little bit of salt. This is just going to draw the water and help the onions cook, as well as season. Keeping these over a medium heat, just mix everything together. Just keep cooking these down slowly for about 25 to 30 minutes or until those onions are beautifully caramelized. Like I said, the sugar helps with that caramelization. You don't have to use it. They will naturally caramelize on their own, but it just helps it out a little bit more. Also, you want to stir this every 5 minutes or so, just so nothing burns on the bottom. And if you find that the pan gets a little bit too hot at any stage, just slightly turn it down. Now, after about 30 minutes on the onions, what you have is some proper good-looking caramelized onions, exactly where we want them to be. Increase the heat to medium-high, and we're going to add in half a cup of red wine. If you don't consume alcohol, you can use beef stock instead. And I'm also going to add in a little bit of rosemary, completely optional, but really does enhance the flavor. Mix this all around, just make sure none of those onions are stuck together. Bring that wine up to a boil, and then we're just going to reduce this down for about 10 minutes or until that wine has reduced by about half. And it's the exact same process if you're using beef stock. All right, so now we've reduced down by about half. You're getting a nice thick concoction going on. I'm going to add in 2 cups or 500 milliliters of beef stock. If you've used beef stock beforehand, we're just going to continue adding in that extra beef stock as well. Add in 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, add in a small pinch of salt and a little bit of cracked black pepper. Mix that all around, just make sure you break up that Dijon mustard, just make sure everything is evenly combined. With this, just place it over a high heat and bring this up to a boil. Cover it with a lid, reduce the heat to low. We're going to cook this for another 20 minutes. At this stage, we can also get our sausages into an oven, or you can use an air fryer, or even cook them in a pan. I'm going to cook these at 200 degrees Celsius or 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 minutes on each side, just until they're golden brown and of course cooked in the center. So after 20 minutes, just carefully remove that lid. This is reduced down really nicely. Just give it a little stir just to make sure all of it's mixed through thoroughly. And at this point, we're going to add in 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. In here, I have 1 tablespoon of corn flour or cornstarch mixed with 1 tablespoon of cold water. Just put that in there. Keep this over a medium heat. I'm just going to use that corn flour slurry just to thicken our gravy. It should happen almost immediately, but just keep mixing it around until it has thickened up. One other thing to do is just make sure that you remove the rosemary sprigs if you have used them. The last thing to do is add in 2 teaspoons of unsalted butter. This is just going to help with the glossy finish at the end, completely optional. Keep this over a low heat now and just stir this through until that butter has completely melted. When it's all done, you should have a beautiful glossy onion gravy that looks like this. Now coming back to our mash, our potatoes are drained, add them back into the pot. Add in 150 milliliters or 5 fluid ounces of warmed whole milk. And I'm also using 100 grams or 3.5 ounces of room temperature unsalted butter. You can use less and you can use more. All we need to do with this is just start mashing this up and just make sure all of those ingredients are mixed and thoroughly combined. You can use a potato ricer if you have one, or just use a hand masher like what I'm using, and you can pass it through a sieve just to remove any lumps if you want it silky smooth. I know some people prefer those lumps in their mash, a little bit more rustic, a little bit more texture. So once you have it nice and smooth, what we can then do is season to taste with salt and a little bit of ground white or black pepper. Mix that all through, just make sure everything is combined. And what you're looking for is a beautiful, smooth and well-seasoned mashed potato. What we'll do is lay out a little bit of that mashed potato as a bed, lay down our sausages. We'll then add over our rich onion gravy. Finish it with a little bit of cracked black pepper, and an optional garnish is just a touch of flat leaf parsley. This looks absolutely incredible. Of course you can serve that gravy on the top, but it seeps into that mashed potato, intensifying the flavor even more. I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into this one. So let's slice a little bit of that sausage, get some of that onion gravy and mash, and we can then dig in. Honestly, the flavor in that is unreal. The onion gravy is absolutely incredible. If you take anything from this video, please do make that. It goes with so many different things, but overall this dish is just absolutely spot on.